You're looking at Supershy versus R8 today. Now, R8 are a team everyone expects to do quite well, but they haven't quite done that well yet. They run a lot of different comps depending on who they're playing against. And while it's gotten closer to maybe some of the top teams in some situations, they've not really had the consistency going through, and they find themselves still competing in that middle of the pack, trying to secure that top 8 spot. Probably a little bit lower than they would have hoped. On the other side, we have Supershy, who are kind of in a disaster situation. Hitori has gone to America for a bit, so she'll be on ping if she's playing, not as available. Meanwhile, Takuna has taken a step back. Reflect also taken a step back. So now, all of a sudden, Pack is on flex support, Tools is playing all the maps, and Bench Boy Will is in the starting lineup. So they had a bit of a rough show. They lost to the Tough Shells last week. And this really kind of looked like it was to be curtains for the Supershy roster, and they wouldn't be able to survive all the missing players from their roster, but they actually had a bit of a comeback here. So in this game, might be a little bit closer than we expect. I can take you through the map draft. We got Supershy banning Busan initially, R8 banning Oasis, then Nepal was Supershy's pick, then R8 banned Midtown, Supershy banned Ike, and Hollywood was R8's pick. Then Supershy banned Junkertown, R8 banned Shambali, and Rialto was the pick by Supershy. So Supershy do have pick advantage. And we can go straight into it. We can go into this Nepal. So here we have Supershy on the left, obviously looking a little bit different than we're used to seeing them. Pack is on that flex support. Meanwhile, Ice is in for R8 here. Unlimited is Hera, if you're not familiar with all these different aliases. And we'll start on Nepal. So generally a brawlier map here, even if you're a team that doesn't really like to lean into Brawler, you want to play other comps, you kind of find yourself playing some sort of Lucio Ram or Lucio Mauga comp on this map almost inevitably. And we can jump straight into this one. I'm actually baiting you. Let me turn these off first. There we go. We can jump straight into this one. And it will be a Ram mirror. So we talked about some of the different looks we get from R8, but actually we're just getting a good old-fashioned Ram comp out of them, and both teams going to be meeting on mid. Slightly more position for Supershy so far. Hera's going to take an off angle, but Zoro and Will going to try and clear that one back in response. Slow and steady on the point now. Hera trying to put a bit of pressure onto Tools, and they've conceded a bit of space here, Supershy, as R8 come forward. Lauren is swinging with this rail. Sobek has to be careful. Will cop a body shot, but will be okay. Meanwhile, they force the lamp on point. Really aggressive from Tools, pushing into the backline. Takes care of the beak. Huge tank advantage now. And they put a lot of eggs into that swing with Lauren, but it's a good call by Supershy. They notice that the Lucio is supporting the flank, so therefore a beak becomes a vulnerable target. No speed, no way to get out. And Tools converts that kill, and Supershy off to a good start in this one. Ults coming up for both teams. Sobek's beat is quicker. And obviously, because the beak died early, Pack's got a slight window advantage as well. And Zoro just going to get a pick before anything even really happens. So they're going to get stuffed back in this choke. A straightforward fight. And a chance to get this beat up for the next one. But have High Noon to go with it as well. They get a late kill on Hera too. Very positive start for Supershy. A beak will be coming back with the window, but they've got to be wary of this beat timing here from Sobek. Just coming through main now. Choosing to go inside. Will is coming above him, but Hera will meet that position. Tracers run into each other, trade some cooldowns. Sobek's actually lurking top left here, so they're harassing him from both high grounds as the window comes out. Will's going to kill Lauren behind. They have the beat if they need it, but they might not need it. Tools has got the right side of the window. B is going to commit. Beat, but beat back from Sobek isn't in time for Pack, so it's a 4v4. Trying to come back onto point. The bells will ring, the pulse bomb will miss. Both Rams getting very close to annihilation here, and pressure onto a beak in the back. Will and Zoro are pushing for it. They get Hera instead. They're still pushing for it. They do get their man a beak, but Zoro's gone so far for this one. He'll get not quite moved off the map. He's back on, but Lauren's there to finish the kill. Meanwhile, annihilation's on point. But here comes Lauren. Here comes Bia. But they're not in time to save Ice. So Tools is going to keep anchoring the point, and it's 80%. R8 are running out of time. Lauren has overclock to drop into this one here if they need it. Point will be contested. Will wants to put pressure on. Recall will be forced, but Supershy have stabilized nonetheless. Swings left side. High Noon in response. Happy to peek that. Lamp is used. Kills through the lamp. Needs more though. Has to deal with Will behind. Trying to help him peek out of that one, but trying to go forward still as well. No kills with the overclock, but more pressure on this angle. They have control of a point here, R8. They will get the flip, and they will be able to stabilize. Bia now has beat advantage actually coming back here, and they want to chase for kills here. Aggressive onto tools, force him all the way out. They're really pushing for this. They caught Zorro split. They'll be able to keep going. Sobek should die late here as well. And R8 get themselves back into this one. Thank you very much, Jubiok, for the 4 months. 4 long, long months. In a good way, right? In a good way. Window coming back for Pack. Lots of ults coming up for R8. Chance to match the window, chance to go through with beat. Again, Bia is still slightly ahead of Sobek, so we have to be careful of that timing, Supershy. I don't know if they're aware. Hero with the pulse bomb, but it's Lauren who dies immediately to this window. And they beat back. Bia didn't quite have it in time, but it's now a 3v5, and they're just going to get demolished. And an easy window. Pack and Zorro find the immediate pick. And Supershy going to be taking map 1. By map 1, I mean round 1. That was just a test to see who was paying attention. A good start, though, ahead on the Ram Mirror. In general, it felt like they were able to win that tank trade for the most part. They exploited the sort of more flank-heavy style that R8 were trying to do in some of those fights. We'll move over to Sanctum now, where we'll get a slightly different matchup. Looks like Ice is going to lean into the Sigma. Obviously, a little bit better on some of these on this map because it can be quite slow and quite pokey. The Sojourn might be more viable as well, just because of her longer sight lines. Looks like Tools will be happy to mirror though. TP's out of spawn. Will is on Venture right now. So imagine Will is still going to play a similar style to how a Tracer would play in terms of playing for the point, trying to keep control of that area. And honestly, in the Venture v Tracer sort of 1v1 if they just duel on the point, I think the Venture has a pretty big advantage over that. Very annoying for a Tracer to deal with. And, well, they're also going to kill a Beak immediately. Lamp does not save a Beak's life. Going to play for trades now. Rock is going to connect onto Pack, but he will be okay. Lamp's his team. Will is burrowing in, looking for more. He's gone deep. Wants to boot Ice back in here. Will boot Ice in. They'll finish off the rest of those kills. And initially just playing with his team for the brawl now, Will. Sets it up nicely, and, well, we've seen the sort of problems Venture can cause for Casses, for Babs, for, well, anyone who stands on ground, really. A good first fight for Supershy again. And they'll hold this choke. Coming back on the Echo here, Hera, so maybe feeling some of that same matchup problems. Will's going to get behind here, but will be marked out. Looks like they want to overtake the flank here. Hera is going to flank. Lauren's going even deeper, actually. Zorro's aware of it. There will be Pack who actually has this early window timing. Whoa, Zorro's coming for this one. Sobek's with him. They take care of Lauren. So now they have control of the flank. So as long as Tools can hold steady up top, they will remain in control of this point, and they're pushing for more kills. Zorro's going to swing aggressively. Bia wants to push through. Bia's actually got the trade. It's now a Lucio 1v1. Sobek's on the chase. Bia backs out. Crazy pick from Bia to get in that situation. Tools is going to try and hit the Flux. Doesn't get all that much, though. Now a chance to push back. Ice needs help in this corner, but can drop that ult real soon. Just need to get lapped. Just need a little bit of help. Beat over top as well. Will's going behind, so they've got to deal with problems from both sides as his Beat comes back in here. Will's going to burrow, regroup with the team. He's awfully low. Rock is dodged. Flux over the top. Damage onto the Sigma. Forces for Lamp. Still trying to go through here. Ice. They're all so low. Lauren's going to get the first pick. Bia now coming from behind, as is Hera. And they're able to win that ult trade. Just about. Just about. And that really was a big ult trade. Everything invested for most teams just going to be overclocks apiece, and obviously that copy from Hera as well. Just marking the Tracer for now. Will is back on Tracer, so it might be a more point-focused fight. Can help Sobek and Zorro take this angle on the left. And it will be Zorro to kick us off. Has the overclock to come out this choke. There it goes. Trying to find it, just putting damage through. Takes care of the Lamp. Looking for more. Can't find anything, though, except this Sigma, and we'll just burn through it. Bia in trouble as well. But copy Sigma, so another Sigma to deal with as Lauren comes back with just one of a flank. But copy's dealt with. Hera's looking for more, and Lauren gets it. The flank overclock from Lauren cleans everything up. Will get traded, but the damage is done. They can maybe stabilize off the back of Pac's lamp here. And a chance to go again. Tools ahead on this flux timing. We'll have it soon. Can drop that when the window from a beat comes through. Just a window trade for now. Rock onto Tools, so he's in trouble. Lamp keeps them alive, and now the flux to finish. He's got both the backline here. They should both be low. We'll be able to clean all of that one up, and the retake is good. Ice now comes back with flux advantage. Didn't have it in that previous fight. But Sobek will have the beat to match. They'll walk up to the choker. If Ice gets it in time, I can imagine them very much starting with Flux to force an early beat, then beat him back later. They've got to be wary of this Will pulse bomb as well, but Will has just had his recall forced. Rock catches Hera. He'll live, though. At the choke, Ice nearly has it. Beat should come back in response now. Bia still has this beat. Later beat, they need to push forward and kill with it, though. But Ice is all alone. The fight's mainly on point. Pulse bomb's going to not quite hit, but it does the damage to allow Will to finish Lauren. And now the rest of Supershy, they come flooding forward. And honestly, the beat back from Bia just felt too soon. They got the force that they wanted. They had the focus on point. If you're going to beat back in that situation, you really want to push with it. You want to be all over them with your later beat, but they didn't really manage to actually get in that situation. Hollywood is up next. Obviously, the pick of R8 in this situation. And R8 very much need to win it. Find themselves mapped down to a Supershy team who really felt like they might have been kind of out of it after their roster problems. But a good start here will keep them in contention. If they keep winning games as well, the top 8 spot is really, really open for them too. We're going to get Alisu coming into the roster here. They very much play more of a Bull, more of a Winston. And we'll see them on Bull to kick us off now. And it's going to be a Zen Brig. We've seen a lot of different compositions from the side of R8. But this one, not one you commonly see on Hollywood. You have to feel this backline looks vulnerable. We'll see how Supershy try to respond. I don't know if they're really prepared for this. So the general idea is, can a beat get a good Discord? Can the Ball and Tracer follow up on it? It's going to be Kiri, Lucio, Diva, Tracer, Echo. So if they can connect with the Zen Brig is pretty killable as far as backlines go. Alisu looks for the initial slam, but they're not quite there yet. Tools and Zoro have taken the flank here. Another's look onto the high ground here. Pressure onto Will. Will's going to fly onto Lauren. Forces him down, and Tools actually boops him back out. Sets up that kill for Will. They get their Tracer and Diva through the right-hand side. They set up a pincer from behind, and that backline is deleted. Immediately going to see the swap from a Beak onto Anna. A bit sturdier versus this type of comp. And Alisu onto the Winston. So a more classic dive composition now coming out. But they've conceded first point for free. They lost it awfully quickly as well, and normally the ults you're relying a lot on these Anna Brig compositions is the Nano and the Primal, but because those were the two heroes they swapped away from, they're going to be slightly slow on all of that ult charge. Bia and Hera are going to be trying to hold this bottom left side quite aggressively. The rest of Supershy, though, happy to contest it with their own Tracer Lucio. They actually lose Will while they're forcing payload here, so Alice will take a jump onto point, forces everyone back. And they're able to stabilize off the back of that pick. Want to try and clear the cart for now, Supershy. Nearly at their Kitsune rush. Bubble onto Tools. They catch and demech him so quickly here. The nade afterwards to finish the baby. And again, looking pretty comfortable on this second point. Now they've made the Anna Brig swap. And a Beak's going to be all the way up to that Nano. So even though he lost some of that charge, or, you know, had to take the swap with quick death, still going to have his Nano now in time for this fight. Very much expect this one to go Alisu's way. Could always use it defensively if Lauren or Bia take a lot of pressure, but you can see already they've taken a further back position for the R8 backline here. Anticipation of that Kitsune Rush and beat. But here comes Pac. Alisu is on him, forces him to drop down, so they can't really push with this. And where's the rest of the Kitsune Rush? Where is it, Pac? They didn't need it, apparently. Will's going to kill a beak anyway. They still demolish the backline, even though it's probably one of the shortest Kitsune Rushes you're going to see. Not a very orthodox, not a very orthodox way. The idea is right, the execution lacking, but they still kill the backline. And this is the problem Viana Brig runs into the Kiri Lucio is, how do you survive their support ults, the Kitsune Rush for beat? Now R8 have to retake. They'll come out this bottom left-hand side. They did use the nano in the midst of all of that as well. But they're having to play from the low ground. You can see a Beak's position is just quite limited, really. Alasu's going to go for one jump, just trying to take a bit of space. Now can re-dive for high ground. Still has bubble, so can take a little bit of space up there. Now the overclock comes through from Lauren. Optimistic shot. Sobek is good for the boop, saves his own life. And the disengage of this overclock. Well, I was about to say it's good, but Lauren gets the last-minute pick on Sobek. They'll finish off Will, and they do manage to stabilize off the back of that, and they can get high ground. So actually, in terms of being able to get high ground for free, super valuable. There did feel like there was probably a window for them to do something more aggressive, but they thought they could cheat. They thought they could cheat the overclock. They were just wrong on that occasion. Holding on to the back high ground again. Hira and Zoro battling underneath. Zoro will have his recall forced and will be made to take a step backwards. Alisu is all over Pac. Pac TP's in aggressively, but Alisu can chase this jump. Pac needs help. Suzu's himself beat to keep him going. Bia's got the rally in response, but Abig's been forced to the low ground, and he will get chewed up for that one. Bia's now all alone. No one to pocket. Tries to use the elevator to save himself, but his Will and Tools are chasing him all the way down. They have to just try and stall out Car here. No way. Oh, they actually get two trades. Hira and Alisu might even live this. They managed to get out. Tracer going all the way, but Abika's now back with Nade, and the trades here will be enough for R8 to get the hold again. Don't know if they can take high ground. They'd rather they could, but the rest of Supershy already there, so we're going to play for the low ground. Abik and Bia in an awkward position now, caught between two positions. They're vulnerable. Abik's in so much trouble if Supershy see him. They've seen him now. Supershy will go down, gets the nano and the nade trade-off. So Sobek's on deep behind enemy lines to try and pull him away. The nano, desperate for trades. Alisu, they can drop a primal, but need kills, but see you later, health bar. They'll burn through that one, and R8 just get caught. You saw a beat just in no man's land. They wanted to try and go high ground. They thought they had time. They were very much wrong. It's an easy cap in the end. And after they'd done such a good job to stabilize, R8 are going to be pretty disappointed. They ended up losing it like that. And they'll be forced all the way back onto third. They do trade Zoro. And they will get Tools as mech here as well. They can stall out the baby a little bit if they want, but I guess they don't want to. Moving up to the choke. No ults just yet. The overclock will be the first one really up alongside this pulse bomb for Supershy. Copy going to be coming up from Will, and that's probably how they choose to start, but they lose Zoro before that even happens. Want to try and hold a little bit forward. Happy to hold in this choke point now, R8. Still 2 minutes left on the clock, so they need time off it. Holding left-hand side, Alisu will have their bubble forced, and then has to concede for space. Now Supershy can take a little bit of a tiptoe in. Pulse bomb, good from Zoro, catches Lauren, so they can keep this one going forward. The copy, Winston is out as well. Don't know if Will can get ult off of this, but they will get the space. They can get the fights in this final corner. Nano coming back soon for a beak. Could always use a nano overclock combo. It's quite heavy-handed, but very powerful. They need something to survive this Kitsune Russian beat coming up from Supershy, though. It's going to be a rally push, actually. Beat back from Sobek. Keeps them all alive for now. Alisu doesn't quite get primal, 98%. Now B is committing in for the kill. Does get the trade onto Zoro, but they're low on resources here. Abik doesn't quite have nano yet. It might have to be a nano overclock. They need something special, but Abik might not be able to get that nano. Doesn't get it off in time. Zoro's going to keep bearing down. They will get him. Self-destruct on point will clear the bubble, clear the Winston. Just Bia and Hira now desperately trying to hold on, but this Diva's going to overwhelm them. And it's going to be a full cap. A full cap from Supershy. And R8 seem like they're kind of on the ropes here. The Zen Brig, a bit of a disaster on first point. Didn't get him any time off the clock. And then the Ana Brig did. It worked better. It 100% worked better. But then some of the fights they lost on second. The one where a Beak is caught between rotating to the high ground. A really soft one to lose. And then even there, it just starts with a bit of a pick. They don't manage to get to their ults. Alice doesn't get the primal off. Mistakes plaguing R8, but Supershy not giving them too much breathing room. And put themselves in a pretty good position, not just to take the map, but to take the series. If you asked me before the game, I wouldn't have told you it was very likely. Supershy going to be coming out of a slightly different composition here. The Bat Brig Ram defense. R8 probably happy to continue diving this. Again, the key timings will be when they get that Nano, when we get that Primal. Nano Primal. We see Toronto do it all the time. If you Nano your Winston, he does his initial jump in, then gets to Primal to keep going. Can be absolutely devastating for these Bat Brig comps. Until then, they're probably going to be relatively limited. It'll just be if they can find a nice nade, some kind of timing like that. But expect this fight from R8 to be relatively slow to begin with.
4, 3, 2, 1. Attackers incoming. Defend objective A.
Coming out. Need to clear Supershy off the high ground initially to get their backline there themselves. And Supershy do drop so they can rotate their backline free. Is a chance for aggression through the stairs here if they're not careful. This is the bit they need to be careful of. Alice is going to take the opposite high ground, but runs into Ramadra. Nade is good onto the backline, forces the lamp out of pack. No lamp now for the next dive. Waiting for Alisu's next bubble timing, and then you can expect another nade will be coming from a Beak. Alisu has to be careful, though. Is awfully low. The nade, actually, I think it was to save Alisu more than anything else, but it ends up catching Will. They'll get the pick. Maybe not in the way they planned, and now Zorro caught out in the open here. They'll chase him down. Another one for Hera. They're on the backline as well. Nade in on top of Pack as well. They're going all the way. Bia is in there. Bia wants to take on the whole world. Will get his life traded for it here, but the damage is done. R8 get pulled apart by nades. And a pretty reasonable start. Can't catch Zorro here, but they will be able to get their own backline onto this high ground. And now they have that timing. They have that Nano into the Primal. A chance to snowball this quite nicely, R8. Hera just moving the point for now. Alisu was camping the elevator. They're all going to come up the elevator. There's going to be so much cleave for Nano onto it as well. They bait out the Nano and drop, but the lamp has been forced. Alisu doesn't quite have Primal yet. Will get it. Might be forced to use it here to keep going. Chooses to play it safe, actually. They're still on the low ground. They want to keep coming up, but again, they run into Alisu. The window comes, but they just die for it. Rally through the window. We've seen Bia drop plenty of aggressive rallies in the past, and this one is no different. Ready to go through that window. Good rally value. And now they can take the close high ground. Again, huge chances for a Beak to hit big nades. And a chance for Alisu to follow with his Primal. They'll have to try and swing out the left-hand side here. Difficult to clear Alisu above them. They do manage to force the bubble. Alisu might just keep going. Slow is going to be used there as well. Alisu trying to hold on to this Primal. Has to use it sooner or later. Here and there for the dive. Pulse bomb's good. Catches Will. It's only a 1-for-1 trade, though. Overclock on the high ground, and Alisu is playing Gatekeeper. Just Primals them all away. They can't touch. Sobek rally back as well. It's a disaster for Supershy. 5 minutes, 20 seconds left on the clock. Supershy, they're going to clear up Zorro behind. They can clear up all these players at the choke. No choice but to die on point here. More ult charge for R8. And they have this Nano to go with again soon. The Annihilation can be the big stabilizing factor here. And boy, does Supershy need one. They're trying to come through this top area, but it's going to be difficult. They catch a nade as they come out, and Zorro catches a headshot. They can't get through this choke. Push back. Tools is going to force it. They Nano Alisu, keep them alive, and Alisu will just gatekeep this. happy with that trade, really. Alisu's going to be close to the primal now and onto the final corner already. Window back from Pack, trying to save Tools' life. They go through and focus everyone else instead. They do catch Alisu. Hera is still behind, but will have to regroup with the team. Bia and a Beat going to try and get themselves out of here, but, well, Tools is right there. And they win the first of what needs to be many fights, Supershy. Still over 4 minutes left on that clock. This final corner, once you get to it, it is fair to say the Winston's life does get particularly hard. The comp does start to lose some of its value for R8. But they have the Primal, at least initially. They have the Rally. We've seen Bia be aggressive with Rally time and time again. Need to be conscious now that Zoro has High Noon here. Probably going to be used versus the Primal. Alisu's going to start it off. Bia looking for an opportunity to go. They get the High Noon out. Alisu is low, will just about survive. Now the Rally to keep pushing. Here goes Bia again, all over that Ram. Marking for Pulse Bomb. Will doesn't quite have it yet, though. Another bash if they deal with it. Overclock over the top. Overclock Rally, such a powerful combo. And there we go, just like that. R8 finish with the ults. They trade them well. Primal for High Noon. And then a Rally overclock to finish it. I mean, it helps when you have 3 ults to 1. But they do it correctly. 3 minutes 39. And all of a sudden, it looked like it might have been curtains for R8. But they do manage to recover. The job's not done yet, though. Anything can happen in overtime. You start to win a few fights, and with overtime spawns, attacks can get out of control from a very small time bank. We'll be interested to see what they start here. Probably not the Zen Brig. If I had to guess, not the Zen Brig. The Ana Brig can be difficult as well. The nature of this first point is even if you play Cafe or something, it's quite a small map. Looks like they will be opting into it. And we'll see the same attack comp, it seems. D.Va, Kiri, Lucio, Tracer, Echo. A Beak and B are going to start top Cafe. We'll be alongside Lauren here as well. Have to be careful though, because the D.Va can really help close that distance. And if they can land on top of them, they can overwhelm the backline in Cafe.
4, 3, 2, 1. Attackers incoming. Defend objective A.
Looking for some early farm with a rail as Lauren. They'll clear Lauren out first. Sticky's on Lauren as well. They just give a pick for free. Lauren's going to catch for Stickies. Not able to get pocketed through it. Now Tools has sweeped everyone back. They've had to disengage here. They do manage to trade Zoro, so it is 4v4. Retake not impossible for R8 Esports. But they need to try and get this D.Va out. Alisu will come through now. Bubble onto the point to buy space. Tools is trying to focus the backline. A Beak's in big trouble. Alisu jumps back to try and help. They do trade Tools for a Beak, but without their healing, can they really keep going? Alisu's going to jump on point one more time. Pack has TP, will survive. The backline manages to regroup here. And they can start pushing back again. So limited healing. It's just Bia. They have to try and win the fight quickly, but Alisu will die. Pack can take care of Bia now. And Will clean up everyone else. Tools trades his life for Viana. There's a worthwhile trade in the end. And they get the first cap. And we'll have to wait and see what they get here. We're going to see... Well, Beak did come back for the Lucio stall. We'll be going back onto Ana now. Obviously, just resetting that ult charge as well. Kitsune Rush and Copy nearly available here for Supershy. A real chance to put a big attack on the board. Bia nearly has that rally. They've all been aggressive. They've all been successful so far as well. And they'll start on the high ground. They'll try and focus through point. The longer this goes, the quicker that Wick will get. Forcing point. Will trying to get onto the backline here. Gets the copy onto Viana. Alisu's going to jump back defensively. They want to deal with it, but Alisu has slept. Will is low behind. Pulse Bomb misses. Will has managed to live. Meanwhile, the fight's going back to point. Kitsune and Beat both used to deal with this rally, but Bia's now got the flank. Primal will come through afterwards. They're trying to stabilize on point. A Beak has more and more opportunities to get big nades here. They focus down Will. Now Pack is going to push a Beak out of position, so Alisu is alone on point for a second. A Beak regains position, but Tools is all over him. A Beak forced down again. The sleep is good. Looking for more trades. Alisu's dropped back in. Any trade is good. But Supershy keep it going. And how far can this payload go? Nearly have Nano and Overclock coming back. But they're going to have to take the fight before they get those ults. Pulse Bomber self-destruct. Not the greatest ults to finish this cap with. But they're all back. Will is above. Forces Lauren out again. Alisu will come to clear Will. Will will be forced back. Hera's having to anchor point, as is Alisu. Will a little bit split here. Hera's going for it here. Will is super low. Hera should be able to finish that one. Will's actually good for the trade. The battle on point, meanwhile. Tools is getting focused down. Alisu desperate trying to live. That Nano available as well. Now drops onto Alisu. Should be able to finish the kills here. Bubble onto it. Super low actually Alisu, but Abik is still there pocketing. Bia and Abik are just full pocketing Alisu through all of this. Lauren looking on from atop the jail. Overclock. And they get the stop. They get the stop, but that was almost the end of second. Supershy have bought themselves breathing room out of that 1 minute time bank they had.
Switching sides.
And even though they've got 3.5 minutes, it's far from straightforward here for R8. Didn't get too much of a hold last time. Will got caught by the nade. They were able to just push afterwards.
Ready for battle.
Same decision again. Anna Brig, Winston. At least for now. Don't know what that thing was. They might change. I don't know if they'll change their mind when they see that Tools is actually out on the Malga. And they'll probably keep it in reality. The nature of this matchup now is Abik will get to nade on cooldown for free. No great ways to really block it for anyone on the side of Supershy. But Bia and Abik have to be wary that a giant Samoan man might come running and stomping on their faces. So I think the playstyle here is aggressive from Supershy. They want to take the fight to that backline if they get too close. If the backline's not too close, they can just shoot the Winston, hold the point. But as soon as they feel Abik or Bia have stepped close enough, they'll want to pull the trigger. They're going to back up to the backup point. Alice is going to take top cafe. Quite a far back hold for now. Bia's going to cross to cafe. Hera's forcing point. Tools wants to come clear cafe, so Bia's going to drop down. Gives him the slip, actually. Bia is coming behind. Bia's playing this so aggressively. Bash is out now, but might be a little bit too close. Alistair will get caught. They pounce on the Malga. They get the brig for free as well. And they win the first fight. Gave a bit of space initially, and this sort of suckered R8 in, but then they managed to find the punish onto Alisu. 60% on this Nano. That's the first big timing, the first big power spike for the R8 comp. Alisu's going to get above them. Looking for the boop here is Sobek. Alisu will drop to Cafe, though. They're just waiting for a Beaks Nano. And actually, here comes Tools, aggressive. Slam doesn't connect onto the low ground. Slept afterwards. Suzu to wake him up, but now Alisu knows Suzu wants to jump the back line. They've lost a Beak, though, so this Nano isn't coming. Alisu is all over Sobek, has to jump out. And what an important kill on a Beak. If they don't get that kill, that Nano comes up, and suddenly Alisu's jump, he gets those kills. There was no Suzu to save Sobek. And importantly, it doesn't just win them that fight, but it gives them a chance to get Kitsune Rush and beat for this upcoming Nano Primal engage. All the ults available for R8 Esports, but they've already lost 2 minutes off the clock. They still have to get it to the end of second. Hera coming in with a flank, pressure onto Pack. They're all going to dive onto the high ground. Will is looking for pressure, but it's Hera who finds the opening pick, and now they've caught Zoro in the stairs as well. They try and retake. Abik is just dodging and juking on high ground. Tools has cleared him off now, but the damage is done. And after their initial struggles, it will be quite an easy one in the end. They tried to ramp up that aggression. They tried to go through the stairs, but it was just mistimed, so they all get caught. All get caught separately. Easy kills for R8 in the end, but 1 minute left to basically complete second on Hollywood. It's tough. It's tough. Alisu's going to try and claim the high ground early. Forces Zoro down, but now runs into the Mauga, so we'll have to concede the space. Payload still moving when this happens. Tools is going to go for that aggressive slam onto it. Nade over the top, but Sobek has the B to keep going. B has used the rally to try and keep them all alive, but Tools, they can keep going if they want here. They're trying to come up the elevator. Bia and Lauren wouldn't advise it. The whole of Supershy are up there, and Tools wants to keep going here. Slam towards the backline. Cage as well, but it's a no. It's a nano. It's a nano onto the Sojourn. Pulse bomb's good from Will, but the nano is still doing work for Lauren. Has the overclock if he needs it as well, but wants to try and save it. Is traded out. Alisu's dropped the primal. Zoro is caught behind now. Hera's going to be anchoring point. Needs to win that duel with Will. Will lose it, actually. But Alisu is now back. Might even catch Will. Will survives on 1 HP. And we're going to enter overtime. Overclock available for Lauren. Did so well to hold on to that overclock in that fight. I think most people would have popped it there, but going to be so helpful to have it here. But they have to stay on point, so they've conceded the high ground here. Abik's position is sketchy, as is Lauren's. They're trying to find some cover. They're going to go here. Now they can rotate out to the jail side. But here comes Tools. He wants the slam. Bia will get slammed. Defensive nade keeps Bia up for now, but that Mauga is all over him. They trade 1-for-1. Lauren with the overclock on top of jail, and they're forcing the payload away. Supershy have to make the move. Look how close the payload is. They come through the house. Lauren's on the high ground. Zoro goes for a duel, loses it. Abik helps Lauren with that one. Now they come forward, but they've lost Alisu on point. Abik's coming forward. The nade is good. Lauren's coming back. He's down, though. Abik and Hera, they have to try and keep it contested. Bia is back on Lucio now. They're all so low. Abik's one. Hera's one. They're not dead, though. Hera's found two, but Pulse Bomb misses. Will is alone. Zoro's coming back on Sombra. Forced away. Tries to TP one more time. Tools now back on Doomfist. Alisu back on ball. Tools is all alone, though. They can surely finish him off. Any more spawns? No more spawns. Unbelievable. They were 1 HP in that last fight. How did they hold on? Bia back on Lucio. Hero was so low. Abik was so low. How did they not kill either of them? Well, they kill Abik, but how did they not kill Hera? An absolute dogfight there. An absolute dogfight to finish it. And R8 just about got themselves back in the series. So R8 have clawed their way back. An insane clutch to finish that Hollywood. Couldn't have been closer. So far it seems like, at least on that Hollywood, some of the initial comp choices from R8 did more harm than good. The Zembrig got them off to a bad start on the Holly defense. But the dive looks good. They're finding value. Getting a lot of rally value as well. Probably the most aggressive Brig we have in EMEA right now in terms of rally usage. Consistently finds fight-winning plays, though. And we'll move on to Rialto. The comp's viable again, so they'll do more of the same. Obviously, this is where some of Supershy maybe potentially run into issues because they have tools in. They don't really want to mirror Winston, so it's going to be a Bat, Brig, Diva, a very different type of composition. Widow and Echo, so full control. And an early headshot from Zoro. A second early headshot from Zoro. Okay. One more. Now Diva. And they're going to make this initial walk-up absolute hell for R8 here. First shot misses. Second one blocked by a shield. Abik has no fear. Has no fear. We'll keep peeking that Widow. Will get bubbled out and Zoro will be forced back. Now they can finally get the payloads in this corner, R8. They can look for their next opportunity, but Tools wants to be aggressive here. Will's going to fly in, looking for an opportunity or any early damage to set up the duel. Alisu's going to keep jumping behind now. Bia has been forced to the low ground. Nade is good, actually. Manages to save him. The lamps come out as well. Bia is still swinging. Happy to fight Sobek here, but Zoro's got the angle. He takes down one. Abik's going to cross. They managed to get the whole team through, which is going to make Zoro's angle really difficult. They drop to try and deal with Will, but they've left Sobek. Sobek's got the Brig gap. And Sobek and Zoro are alive here for now. But they need to try and reposition across bridge. Hera's going to miss for Pulse. Looking for more pressure onto this Widow. The Widow is solo. Another pack from Sobek. Bash out as well. Alisu a little bit in the open now. The payload's still coming. Tools will be able to get the touch. Copy, Walls, Rally, all coming up right now for Supershy. They've got the ults to hold. Alisu's going to get that nano. Onto point, Rally back from Sobek. Bash onto Alisu. Alisu will just tank all of it. Now the Primal, and Sobek is getting taken for a ride. But Nano Primal finishes it. Will with the copy sleep, actually. That's going to buy him valuable time, but more Primal to go with. And Pack is getting taken out of there. Pack is so far away. No healing on the point now. Alisu, they get both supports. Zoro not able to connect the shots to finish it off, and Hero should be able to chase this one down. There we go. And for first point, we often see a lot of problems attacking first point Rialto, but aside from a couple of early Widow headshots, that went about as smoothly as you can ask for out of R8. But Rialto is one of those maps where each point just trickier and trickier. So this corner that Supershy are holding now is one of the hardest part of the maps to get round. They don't have that Nano Primal combo, which is what they use for the cap fight. They're going to go early, though. Copy D.Va in from Lauren. Just happy to train up for the window and get out, though. Bia has the Rally up here, and we know what Bia likes to do with Rally. We'll see if they go for the same here. Sobek doesn't have it to match, and with no window now, they can push with this Rally if they really want. Copy will fade. Stickies will be waited out. A chance to go. Bia's looking for it. They lose Lauren, but they're going anyway. Second bash onto the Baptiste. Whipped out, nowhere to go. The nade is good from a beak as well. Need to kill the lamp, and then they can clean that one up, and the Rally is good again. All the packs in the world for a beak to survive this D.Va as well. Another good Rally. Another fight win. And they got the payload so far during that, they actually just need to win one fight per second. Not quite as quick as Hollywood, but still pretty quick. Pretty quick here. And R8 seem to have found their flow. They won that one without using the Nano Primal either. It's going to be a Kiri swap for Pack now. Expect Sobek to probably go Lucio after this Rally as well. But they have to try and survive this nano timing. D.Va on the backline for now, but Brig is happy to fight a D.Va. Will be forced back. Copy comes out from Will now. Alisu using that Primal first initially. Defensive Nano will be used. Copy Primal is in. Needs help. Sleep is good from a beak. They'll deal with the Copy. Looking for it. They need to try and keep Alisu up though. They're so low, but the pocket is good. Bia will be okay as well. R8 have stabilized now and have player advantage to walk forward with. They have the Rally soon as well, but not in time to save Bia's life. Zoro with an important trade. Tools is behind. They get both the back line. They'll lose the fight here, Supershy, but the trades will allow them to stabilize. They'll get the baby kill. They'll get it to the corner, but the respawns here will ultimately stop them. Obviously, it's a long walk back as well. A Beak's actually gone Kiri here. So a Kiri Brig. And they have the Rally to keep going with again. And B has been good for him all day. One more here would leave him with a fat time bank. Here comes the Rally. Pressure on. Bash connects. Forces for recall. Regroup on point now for Bia. Now they're all over Tools. Pulse Bomb is good. Hera claims that one. Now back to clean point. They were trying to stall the payload out. Will has to die. And oh my god. Smooth. Smooth like silk.
Score.
And they put themselves in a pretty commanding position.
Switching sides.
3 minutes, 6 seconds on Rialto. The only thing that slowed him down were those initial 2 headshots from Zoro. But since then, it's been all R8 all the way. And how the momentum swings. It wasn't too long ago we were looking at a map 1 victory for Supershy and a full cap on Hollywood. They were dreaming. They were on the verge of taking this series 2-0. And then since then, R8's comeback. R8's attacks have been good. Gonna be starting the Ana Brig again. The Bat Brig, D.Va, it hasn't felt like it worked. We saw Pack and Sobek swap towards Kiri Lucio towards the end of that defense. Could well be how they start this one as well. Looks like Tools might just be going Winston as well. Not a strong point for Tools here. An off-tank player more by trade. Desperate situation, though. It gives them clear win conditions, at least. Once they get the Kitsune Rush, once they get the beat, it gives them clear opportunities to try and run over a Beak and Bia. Starting on the high ground. Early nade. No Widow to worry about for Supershy, so they'll be okay in this initial walk up. It is Echo for Lauren as well. You'll see him playing mostly around these high grounds. Lots of good engaged timings around these tall buildings for the Echo. Just a bubble trade to begin with, though. Nade afterwards. Suzu to meet it, though. So everyone will be okay, and the payload will be moving. Still looking for more aggressive ones. Abik wants to go for another nade, potentially. Will be forced back for now. The payload's moving away from him. They've actually caught Sobek. Tools is going to dive up. Zoro slides up. The nade is good. Pac gets caught. Has to Suzu himself. But there is more pressure coming Pac's way. And they will push him all the way back to spawn here. Oh, a good late trade by Will, actually. Massive trade from Will. So they can't hold forward anymore. They have to go back. They have to pick up a beak. Maybe even have to hold from the back high ground instead. Nano coming up soon for a beak. Again, very much expects to go Alisu's way. Bia getting close in that rally too. Just trading damage on the choke here. Happy to keep the payload there. Nade and Suzu both traded, so a bit more vulnerability. Sleep from downtown from a beak just goes into the bubble. A beak creeping closer. Next nade timing. Remember, nade is a short cooldown and Suzu, so his next nade cannot be Suzu'd. Here it is. Catches two. No follow-up, though. Here it is. Lawrence actually drops him behind now. Bia will be able to pack him out. And they clean up. They follow it. Follow it up from all sides. And Zoro actually gets the trade. They will get him back, but again, a late trade means this next walk-up should be a little bit easier for Supershy. But they've not made great progress so far, and maybe most importantly, doesn't feel like a Beak and Bia have had a very hard day. Well, maybe they've had a hard day, but it doesn't feel like they've ever had a very hard Rialto so far. Feels like they should be under more pressure in these situations. They have to survive the Kitsune Rush and the beat timing, though. Alice wants to go early, actually. Jumping into Zoro. Wants to go all the way here. Primal to keep going if they need it. Will get pulse bombed. Has to drop it now. Now we'll have to use this Primal mostly defensively, but Tools has been slept in the meantime. Chance to try and juggle him in, but Tools will jump out to reset with his team. Looking for more with this Nano. Alisu, they really don't get the jumps they want on this one. The Lamppost, his biggest nemesis, and this has allowed Zoro to swing with the Overclock, but they still take him down. But Beat not in time to save him. Now Alisu and the rest of R8 can contain him. This Beat gets no value. They want to get all the cleanup kills here as well. Alisu going into spawn. Still a few seconds away. They force the Kitsune Rush and spawn. They disengage it. If everyone gets out, they lose Bia. But they trade for it. They trade. Oh, the Kitsune Rush and spawn. They lose everyone. The Lamppost again. Alisu's biggest nemesis. But they deal with the support ults. They deal with the Lamppost. And 1 minute left on the clock.
60 seconds remaining.
And R8 in a beautiful position. Full hold. Full hold available. Pulse bomb now for Hera as we go into this final fight. Anchoring point for now. Early bubble forced out of Tools, so can't go too far with that one. We'll try and jump onto the high ground, but Hera's now got this chance to flag for that pulse bomb. Suzu has been used, but Pulse is wide open if he can find it. Sticks it onto the pillar, doesn't find anything, will be forced out. They've actually lost... They lost Alisu during this as well, so Zoro and Pac, they can keep walking forward, and it's not out of it yet. Not out of it yet. Coming forward, Zoro nearly has High Noon. Tools has the Primal, but this Nano Primal timing is coming up for R8 as well. Here it comes, needs to try and deal with Lauren. There's a Winston behind him as well. Zoro will go down. And it's just a C9. It's just over. It's just over. Let's take another look at that. Did they all back up versus the Nano? Yeah, some people coming back from spawn. So the Nano's going to come through from a beak. They turn to deal with it. They go for the counter bubble, but obviously this happens at 4 seconds, and you need the touch at 3 seconds to trigger overtime. So Tools just leaves a second too early. And then everyone's attention, they're all talking about this Winston. You can see as well, they're all talking about this Winston, but look at how the positions have ended up, right? Zoro's ended up so split. And it really doesn't feel like anyone's about to touch the point. And it's just over, just like that. Just like that. What a sad way to end What a sad way to end what was actually a super close series. Really back and forth. The momentum swing post-Hollywood. After that Hollywood clutch, this map was a blowout. An absolute blowout. It's a great recovery. Great recovery. Can't have too many complaints about it if you're R8. It was a dogfight. I think the silver lining here, if you are super shy in this one, is maybe a lot of people would have written you off. I mean, to be fair, they probably win this fight anyway, actually. But yeah, to Super Shy's credit, a lot of people probably wrote them off, I think, after the roster issues they had. So the fact that they're still competitive with R8 means they can really still take one of these top 8 spots. It's not out of it. It's harder now for sure. But it was competitive. We can take a look. We can take a look at the scoreboard. Let me bring it up. There it is. Take a look at the scoreboard. So obviously Super Shy very dominant in map 1. We see Tools going 21-1. Very positive for all of them. Again, like 3 deaths apiece for each backliner. Very low there. Then we get onto the Hollywood, which was... It was a long Hollywood, right? A long Hollywood. 41-14 for Zorro. Pretty high deaths. Beer actually really high deaths. Beer and a Beak. 13 deaths for a Beak. 15 deaths for Beer. Not what you want for your backline. Obviously, factoring it was a bit of a longer map. But yeah, they managed to clutch it out. And then once we get to Rialto, this is probably maybe the most one-sided. Hira didn't die on Rialto. 27-0. That's all right. Alisu, 28-2. Yeah, it really felt one-sided once we got to Rialto. So yeah, good win for R8 ultimately. Good win for R8. And I think that leaves me to pick player of the match. Who was player of the match? Was it Bia? I feel like Bia's rallies were so good. Hira are obviously really good throughout as well, but I feel like Hira is always good. And I think Bia was really good value. Really good value throughout. Huge. Every rally fight, I'm pretty sure they won. But yeah, in general, Alisu and Hira always look good when we see them play for R8. But I think Bia had a really good performance. Best rallies. I mean, we don't see that as much Brig in EMEA, but maybe best rallies at EMEA so far that we've seen. So congratulations to Super Shy. Congratulations. Oh, sorry. Sorry, Super Shy. Congratulations to R8 Esports. Congratulations to Bia, player of the match. And that'll wrap us up. Stay tuned for more FACEIT action.